Hey, and welcome to the Deep Resilience Podcast. I'm your host, Melli O'Brien, and in this podcast, along with my weekly newsletter and the Deep Resilience program, we are focusing on one clear goal: translating the best evidence-based tools and the deep wisdom teachings on mental resilience into practical everyday strategies that are accessible to everyone. It is my deep passion to bring you content that breaks down big concepts in ways that make sense to you, but also to make sure I give you tools in each episode that you can immediately use to grow your inner strength and create real positive change in your life and in the world. And hey, if you want to take your inner strength to the next level, be sure to join my newsletter at melliobrien.com, where you'll receive a whole range of extra benefits, special offers, and bonuses. And let's dive in now to today's episode. Hey friends, I hope you're really well wherever you're tuning in from. Today I'm going to be talking about a way to find your greatest strength in times of grief, crisis, or high stress. Really challenging times of our life. So when life falls apart, when you're in the depths of something like that, when you're in grief or crisis or overwhelming stress, it can feel like the ground has disappeared from beneath your feet. Most of us have been here. You might feel kind of lost, really raw, or just like you're just trying to keep your head above water. It can be really confusing and disorienting. In those moments, it's tempting to shut down, to numb out, to give up, or lash out. But even in the most painful times, there is a way to reconnect with something very steady, strong, and calm within you. So in today's episode, I want to share with you one of the most powerful keys to finding your resilience in times when life gets real. It's something that we can access wherever we are, something we always carry inside of us, and it's not just helpful, it's transformative. So I want to start with a story. Viktor Frankl was a respected psychiatrist in Austria when in 1944 he was sent to a Nazi concentration camp. He and the other prisoners were stripped of everything: their possessions, their careers, their freedom, their family, and even their names. Most of them were given numbers instead. They even shaved all of the hair off every part of their body. For most of these people, that's not all they lost. For many of them, their loved ones were killed, including Frankl's family, a few members of his own family, including his wife, who died in one of the other death camps. And for years, Frankl endured unimaginable cruelty and suffering. But through it all, Frankl discovered something extraordinary. While his external circumstances were horrific, highly stressful, and beyond his control, there was one freedom, one power that remained untouched within him. The freedom to choose his response, the freedom to decide not what would happen to him, but who he would decide to be in the face of those circumstances. Against all odds, Frankl actually managed to survive the concentration camps, including his time in Auschwitz. And in his now famous book, Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl wrote, "We who lived in the concentration camps can remember the men who walked through the huts, comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. They may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from a person except for one thing, the last of human freedoms, the freedom to choose one's attitude and one's response to any given set of circumstances. After his time in the concentration camps, Frankl went on to develop his own form of psychotherapy. It was called logotherapy, and it was based on the idea that meaning is a central pillar of human resilience. He also found that it was a central pillar of people being able to self-actualize. That is, become their full, authentic self, express their fullest potential. He found that those who could hold on to a sense of purpose, though, when it comes to resilience, even in the worst conditions, suffered less and survived longer. In fact, some of them even went through powerful spiritual experiences. Even amidst unbelievable challenges, unbelievable horrors, really, those people could find a quiet strength inside of them by choosing to live in alignment with who they really were, with what mattered most to them. Now, most of us are never going to face the extremity of what Frankl endured, but we will all, in the flow of our lives, experience times of grief, crisis, hardship, emotional upheaval, times when the world feels heavy and nothing makes sense anymore. In those times, one of the most powerful things that we can do is reconnect with our values. So what are values? Values are your deepest desires for how you want to behave as a human being. Values are not about what you want to achieve as a person. They're not goals that you're going to reach with an end point. They're about how you want to act in an ongoing way. So values are, you could say, expressions of who you are deep down in your deepest nature. They're about what matters to you most. These are your internal guiding principles, your highest principles for how you want to act in the world, how you want to treat yourself and others and the world around you. So examples of values are things like kindness, integrity, loyalty, courage, fun, fairness, well-being, peacefulness, generosity, adventure, love, justice, patience, persistence, mindfulness. There are really hundreds and hundreds of different values, and each one of us has our own core set of guiding principles or values. Now, when you take action according to your own values in difficult times, research shows that that can shift you from feeling helpless, overwhelmed and disempowered to feeling hopeful, empowered and resilient. So here's what I really want to share with you today. When you're going through really tough times, connect to the values that matter most to you and take small actions based on them. This is going to be a source of strength that is always with you. And it could just be a small thing. It doesn't have to be really grandiose. It could be something like, you're going through a really hard time and you take a small step like buying healthy food for yourself and going for a walk because you value your well-being. Or it could be calling a person to say sorry or to hear their perspective because you really value understanding and compassion. It could be doing something kind for another person, just to express your value of kindness or community. It could be taking a small positive action towards helping solve climate change, like going to a protest or signing some particular petition, or doing your recycling because you believe in sustainability. Even small actions can connect you to your values and give you a sense of empowerment and inner strength. One of the reasons that this is so powerful is because it brings your focus back to what you can control. Because when we're in the midst of hardship, there's often so much happening that is outside of our influence. What other people are doing or saying, what's happening in the world, the economy or the climate, unexpected losses or changes in your life that you just can't control all of those circumstances. It might be an injury or a financial setback, or the economy changes something in your business that's really tough. And while there are action steps that we can take in many of these circumstances, there are a lot of things we can't control. But there's always one thing you can control. You can control your response. You can control your attitude, and you can choose who you want to be. You can choose the kind of person you're going to be in that situation, your actions, your words, your responses, your attitudes. So wherever you are right now, whatever you're going through, you can always pause and ask yourself, who do I want to be in this situation? And what's one small action I can take today that's guided by my values? Now, living in alignment with your values is really powerful. It is the bedrock of sustainable resilience in hard times. But it's not the only tool at our disposal. There are other things that you might want to do to support yourself, of course, like find the right support. Healing often begins with the willingness to seek more help. It could be a therapist, a support group, a trusted friend. You don't have to do it alone. Practicing self-care is really important. Practicing things like mindfulness is really important. So look after yourself, rest, nourish yourself, get connection. All those small acts of self-care really matter. But at the heart of what brings out the deepest resilience and unlocks the real power of the human spirit in hard times is this ability to return to our values and be the kind of person that we really want to be, even when things are really, really tough. When you take action according to your values in difficult times, remember, research shows that it can really make a big shift inside of you from feeling really overwhelmed and disempowered to feeling resilient, to feeling a bit more confident and in control. So when you're going through hard times, connect to the values that matter most to you, take action on them, and no matter what's happening around you, your values can be your compass for who you want to be. They can be a source of comfort, and they can be your ally. So again, remember, you can just ask yourself, who do I want to be in this moment? And then take one small step, one simple action guided by your values. Even just in that simple act, you'll always be able to return to the goodness, the wisdom, and the strength inside you, no matter what's happening outside you. I hope this has been helpful for you, and look after yourself. Take care, and I'll see you on the next episode. If you know someone who you think might benefit from listening to this episode, share it with them. Sharing it could really help them to feel better and improve the quality of their life. And if you found this episode helpful, remember to subscribe to this podcast so that you can receive more tips on growing your inner strength and keep practicing along with us every week. And if you'd like some more support in becoming mentally, emotionally, and spiritually stronger, come check out the offerings I have to support you on my website at www.melliobrien.com. As well as coaching and course options, I also have a bunch of free resources for you, including a free Deep Resilience Care Package, which you can begin to use right away to get some immediate relief from stress and suffering, improve your resilience and mental well-being, and help you navigate whatever you're going through with more wisdom, skill, and confidence. You can find the links for all of that in the show notes. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care and stay strong.